to meet Sally. She is 28 years old, lives in San Francisco, and has recently gone for her annual checkup. She expected to pay $0 out of pocket because her health insurance provider has waived her copayment because she went in for a preventative service. However, 3 weeks later, she received a bill from her provider for $859. Sally's problem? She has to investigate and fight this bill. This has taken 6 hours of Sally's life, which she's never going to get back. It has taken 3 months in order to bring that balance down to zero where it belongs, and an endless amount of frustration and anxiety. Sadly, Sally is not alone. These are just a few of the headlines this past month that talk about basically highlighting the medical billing and coding errors that is really a crisis that's going on across the country. And unfortunately, before it gets better, it's going to get worse for a number of reasons, but one of which is we are in the middle of a transition in the coding system where we're upgrading to ICD-10, which is the biggest upgrade and update in the coding system in the United States since the late 1970s, which is going to be very disruptive and is going to bring about a rise in fraud and in medical billing and coding errors. Now, not only do 80% of all the medical bills have errors that amount to an astounding $125 billion in erroneous charges each year. 30 million Americans have reported they've received calls each year from collection agencies due to unpaid medical bills. And 31% of all the adults in the United States claim that they spend a lot of time trying to figure out the health insurance paperwork. Now, with a 3-step approach, One Karna aims to be the most user-friendly solution to investigating and fighting medical billing errors. And how it accomplishes this is through 3 steps. So first, you take a picture of your medical claims, then you take a picture of your insurance card, and you also add any additional information you would like that describes the claim. And this is all done through a safe, private, and secure app. And then a medical billing advocate gets assigned to your case and reviews your claim within 7 days. And if an error is detected, that medical billing advocate also will dispute that error on your behalf until it is corrected. Now, there are companies out there that will scan your claims for errors, and there are others that will dispute those errors on your behalf. However, none of them do it within an app environment that is as simple and as quick as One Karna. Now, our business model is commission-based, so we take 20% of all the adjusted medical bills, and the way we calculate the annual revenue is taking into account a number of assumptions, one of which is we assume that the conversion rate is 5% of all the privately insured adults in the U.S. We also estimate that it's about 2 claims per person, per user, per year that gets submitted, and about 50% of those claims come up with errors, without an average $100 in error that is detected, which gives us $108 million of annual revenue. And if you multiply that times 10, you get the enterprise value or the opportunity of about $1 billion. Now the team. Now I know what you are all thinking. Not a lot of people know that Obama actually has a long history of dabbling in computer science. Fascinating, I know. Now we are looking to raise about 300,000 in order to build the MVP within 4 months, and this 300,000 will cover the salaries in addition to the primary and secondary market research that needs to be done. Thank you so much, and now I'm open for comments and questions.
Is it true there's a different medical code for getting bit by a crocodile on each of your fingers?
Well, I don't know, but
I've heard this.
I don't know.
There is. There's also there's one code. I know this one cited a lot. That's for lighting yourself on fire while water skiing. That's very specific.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. Really great. I like that you just put so many numbers and facts. I feel the problem you could have gotten faster to the point. If you would have just told me, 1/3 of all Americans, get like this build. It's like wow, and like it took you kind of like 2.5 slides to get to that point, But that's kind of like, okay, I'm sold. This is the problem,
Thank you.
And I would have also liked to, even though I like the commission model, but I would have liked to know of the 30%, like really how much money we're talking about. How much is that now? And even though there's the medical, the market's changing, like how you can affect that. So it's not like just capturing 20% of all the money that's out there now, but what's the likelihood that medical billing is going to get more accurate in the future? So this is a long-term kind of check.
Right.
Another detail, when you showed us the competitors, you could have just said, but none of them makes it as easy as taking a picture of your medical bill.
Yeah, I was trying to show that by segmenting them out by the way you're actually able to submit your claim, so desktop versus, phone, which is offline, versus mobile, which is what Klarna does, which none of the other ones do. But I agree.
I think it's a really great idea. I'm wondering, basically, there's other apps and services that compete in this similar space, for example, in fighting traffic tickets.
Yes, fix it.
Yeah, and so they're all, there's a wide variety, basically, that fight in different industries. Your calculations actually assume that you're going to win. You're basically, when you contest the bills, you're not really addressing your ability to successfully contest versus failure to contest. So that's something you want to bring up, I think. But yeah, great idea.
What kind of thing for, if you want to make this a receipt presentation, investor presentation, right? I would leave many details out, just give them the bottom lines, and have the details as backup slides if somebody wants to have the details. That way it's easier to focus on the key data here. Half of Americans have that problem, 1/3 of Americans have that problem. 50% of those cases can be a solution where it gets cheaper, right? Just be there, boom, boom, boom. And then if somebody wants all the details, then have a backup slide with the details like you have, and then be like, wait a second, I got it here. So this is the breakdown.
Could you give one example of where you felt like something?
Well, for example, the problem, we took 2 slides for that, have 1 slide for that. And just give me like, half the 1/3 of Americans get this build, maybe like, if you have like a $1 million amount, how much is this build a year, and it's like $1 million get overcharged a year, something like that, and it's like, wow. So this is, again, this is a problem, because it's almost a big enough, and then the same with market size, when you tell me, well, this opportunity of X million or $1 billion, then okay, got it. And if I have more questions, because this number seems like outrageously big, then I'm going to ask, and then we can do the backup slide and we'll have the calculation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.